we are live. Please let me know if you can see me and hear me okay. I know I have some music playing in the background, so let me know if you can hear my voice properly and well with the music together, okay? So welcome, beautiful ones. I'm very, very excited to be here with you. Please say hello in the comments section if you're here with me. If you can hear me, if you can see me properly, give me a heart, anything at all to let me know. It's all good. All right. And we will get started shortly. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Please settle down. As with everything in my mentorship spaces, in my beautiful places, whatever spaces that you find me in, it's really my intention that you get to really come in and sink in and slow down, take a deep, deep breath, and be very, very fully, literally fully present to yourself. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Caroline. Hello, Tiny Tea House. Welcome. Oh my goodness. So excited to be with you today and to share a little bit about this, my experience, and also perhaps whatever that needs to be channeled through today in this transmission about awakening to what you truly desire and honoring your standards. And I would love to also share a little bit about how, you know, a life of tea and tea as a way of life has truly profoundly changed my entire being, and also allow me to really navigate through life's daily ebbs and flows, and really allow me to be so in touch with the center of my being, to be so in touch with that place of pure stillness where all of my actions and my thoughts and my visions, my dreams are literally pouring forth from there. And to be a clear vessel, really, you know, all of us, no exceptions here, we are all channels. And we are here to channel through the purest of our most divine expression, you know, as a fractal of the divine. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, stay on, stay put. We're going to ride together on this beautiful wave, and we will explore together. We will interact with each other. Please allow yourself to converse with me, to ask questions, to share your insights, and to be fully present, and to listen in a way where you're not listening to respond, but rather listening in order to integrate, to feel and have a very full sense of what's going on inside of you as you listen to my voice, as you listen to what I'm saying, and allow something new to emerge, because that is the way we can allow something new to come through. When we're not responding from our past, when we're not responding from our old beliefs, you know, old sets of beliefs, we can allow something new to emerge, okay? So that is my wish for you, and I'm very, very excited to be here with you. Let's see. We're going to just wait for a minute more, and once we are all pretty much gathered here, I would like to just ground us all into this space. So if you are able to hear me over the music, once again, please let me know. You can let me know in the comment section. You can let me know with a heart, whatever that suits you. Just give me an indication that it's all good, okay? All right. Oh, thank you, David. Yes, I'm so excited to be here with all of you. All right, so let's give this one more, a few seconds. We're gonna arrive at 5 minutes here together, and we will ground in, and let's come together into this circle. Let's put our energies into this space, okay? So if you're ready, just allow yourself to sink in wherever you are. If you're walking, allow yourself to be in touch with your feet. If you are on your, if you're seated, Allow yourself to feel into your sit bones. Okay. Yes, you're joining for the tea healing. I'm so excited. There's familiar faces and new faces. Let's come in here. Let's open our hearts a little bit first before we dive into spoken word. So once you're settled in, allow yourself to sink your tailbone down. Taking a deep breath into the belly, or what is otherwise known as the dantian, below the navel. Sink the tailbone down when you exhale. Just let it all go. Let Mother Earth take your tailbone. Let the tip of your tailbone travel down deep into the heart of Mother Earth. Like a dragon that is riding through the darkness. Let it go. Let the tailbone elongate all the way down into Mother Earth. As it reaches the heart of the earth, so deep within that all there is really this heart that is like a molten lava of light. Pure warmth, pure gold. And take a deep inhale through. Take it up into the belly. And sip one more breath into the heart. Open the heart, drink that molten lava light into the heart. Let it come through the front into the back. Light up this middle dantian. And exhale all the way up through this channel like a chute that goes into the throat, into the third eye. Light up the third eye. And into the center of the head. Let the crown be activated now. Let the center of the head, your Bai Hui, also known as the 100 meeting point, open up. As it opens, you sense the light that is coming through from above. Be fully present to the light that is pouring right down into the Bai Hui, the center of your head. You may feel tingly sensation around the crown of your head. Let the light pour in. Let the light shower down upon you. Continue to inhale through the belly. A big belly breath like you're taking in the entire universe around you. Stretch open the solar plexus and exhale once more through the heart, through the throat, through the third eye and out through the Bai Hui, all the way up. Let it reach all the way up. Let's see how far you can travel. Exhaling yourself up into the ether, into the cosmos. Sense the limitlessness of the space that you are in right now. Sense the lightness of your body in this space. To the left, how far does the cosmos go? To the right, how far does the cosmos go? To the front, how far does the cosmos go? Do you feel the magnetic field calling for you? To the back, how far does the cosmos go? Allow yourself to lean backward. Do not be afraid to fall. This lightness of being that you are. Let's see how far the back of the cosmos goes. And to the top of your head, how far does the cosmos go? And below where you are, how far does the cosmos go? How far does the cosmos go? Feel the infinite possibilities that you are. You, the infinite light. You who are lighting up the entire void. You who are the diamond clarity that brings limitlessness into physicality. You as the infinite light, traveling, funneling, whirlwinding back into physical form, a divine expression of the cosmos in human experience. You are the universe unfolding in real time. Taking a deep breath in once more into the belly. The belly, which is the hara, the entire universe, wisdom center. Exhaling down through the legs, down the feet, grounding and anchoring onto Mother Earth. The human that is once, all at once, Earth, Sun, and Moon. Opening your eyes, looking at the screen, looking at me, looking at the meditators, the names on your screen. Things that we take often so for granted. But let's take a moment to acknowledge how precious and infinitely synchronistic that all of us are here today, right here. We could be everywhere else, but we're here. And maybe these are strangers that have nothing to do with your daily life, and yet we're here. And that is so precious, and that is so wondrous. One of the wonders of the world, the wonders of life. Take a moment to acknowledge this. Take a moment to acknowledge what's going through your body, what's going through your thoughts as I say these words. Can you let your protective mechanisms fall away just for a moment? Let your heart be unguarded and come into these tiny wonders. Tiny, almost insignificant, but literally profound. So now let's close this out by putting your arms to the side of your body with your palms up, and just feel your shoulder joints, be inside of your shoulder joints. Place your mind in your shoulder joints. and open them from the inside. Release the muscle tension, open them up. As you open, you can take a deep breath through the dantian. And as you exhale, exhale the dantian like a pearl up through the spine, from the bottom up, from the tailbone, all the way up. As you are exhaling, you can raise your arms up. Let the arms be raised. It's very natural, it will come up. It's as though it is attached to your dantian when it comes up, all the way to the top of your head. Take a deep breath in, and when you exhale, exhale as though you're pushing down a little cushion of cloud. Chest release. You can almost feel like there's something around your palms that you're pushing down. Chest down, elbows down to the dantian. Slowly place both palms, one on top of the other, around the area below the navel, your dantian. Close your eyes for a moment, just for a moment. Place your mind in the dantian. Shoulders down, shoulder blades down. Bring all your focus into this place in the dantian. Still the mind. When you're ready, come out. And you can perhaps follow me if you like to, just placing your hands together in front of your heart, thumbs against the chest pressing out to your thumbs, and just bow. Bowing to yourself, thanking yourself, full of gratitude for showing up today, for being here today. Bowing to everyone else one more time, for fully witnessing who you are, heart to heart, soul to soul. How's everyone feeling? Here's a cup of tea. And if you know me, like David just said, he normally joins the tea healing sessions. Which brings to mind that maybe I should do another one soon. But with tea, you know, tea is simply tea. And yet there's something really profound that underlies, that underpins this plant. This plant that has literally been on earth for thousands and thousands of years, even before human being had the sense of calling it tea. Yeah. It began with just being a tree in a forest. Tea being tea is simply tea. And tea contains the entire universe. This cup contains the entire universe. The moonlight, the sunlight, the starlight, the raindrops, the mountains, the mountain streams. It's all here. Even the birds and the bees, the insects, all of them who have symbiotically helped to create the tree that yielded the leaves that became tea in the hands of humans. So without humans, tea wouldn't be tea. in so many ways. And so it reminds us, the divine who is here humaning, that we are also nature. You know, when there's so oftentimes we think, oh, I have to go into nature to be with nature. I have to go hiking. I have to go for a walk in the park, or I have to go for a walk in the reservoir park. But what we don't remember is, when we want to touch nature, when we want to just experience nature, we literally have to just touch ourselves. We literally just have to sit with ourselves, get back in touch, reconnect with our true essence, because it is nature at the very, very foundation of it. And that limitless place that we just went to, that is what we oftentimes call the Tao. What is the Tao? The Tao is where all possibilities exist. They coexist in such a way that there is no word to describe it, because it is everything and nothing. And this is who you are. This is who you are as well. You are the Tao that is unfolding in real time. And so who do you want to be? What do you choose to be? What do you choose to do? Everything informs your unfolding. So if we were to talk about your desires, well, first and foremost, we have to get clear on, is that actually my desire? Or is that someone else's desire? Is that my grandfather's desire, my mother, my dad, my sister, my friends, my teacher even? We have to get clear on what that voice, what is your voice? Like David saying, I feel happy now. That's brilliant. It's so simple. And yet, how many of us can actually say that? I feel happy now. Really? Right? So let's take a moment. After that activation, you're at the still point, what I call the 0 point field, which is the Tao, because everything is zero. What does your voice sound like? What is your voice? Because that voice is your intuitive intelligence that informs you of your desires. What you desire is the divine expression that wants to move through you. Because everything is happening for you, as you, through you, all at the same time. You are a creator and you're creating. You are the creation. Just like I was saying. So taking a moment, let's take a moment after this beautiful activation where we're at this still point. Please let me know, what does your inner voice sound like? What is that inner voice say to you? What is your desire? And oftentimes this desire is something that may quite often, go against the grain. And this grain is something that you and each one of us uniquely are born into. The grain is meant to be that tension that will create growth. Yeah, it's not something that is working against you. Even though we say, yes, we are going against the grain, right? To be who we really are. But the irony is that we do need that tension. We do need that in order to grow. Just coming back to the tea seed, right? Let's talk about tea. Before the tree, there is the seed. And that fragile, gentle sprout needs to burst through that hard kernel of a seed and burst through the earth. That is the tension. That is the grain, that tension that is being created for us to rise fully and strong. And in nature, you don't see them struggling. You don't see them complaining about it. It simply is. And there is this, if you have ever grown a plant, if you've ever been in, blessed enough to be in the tea forest, or even gone to a farm and talked to a farmer, for example, there is this very natural trust in nature to do its work. Like, she knows what needs to be done for the seeds to sprout. There is such a natural, like right now where I am at in Edinburgh, we are experiencing autumn. And people who have gone through this, who've lived here for many, many years, I can see it because I moved here from a place where there is no season. I'm from Malaysia, and I moved here a couple of years ago, and just witnessing the falling of the leaves, the death of plants as they go through this season, is such a natural occurrence. There is something so beautiful about it. And we don't stress over how long will it die for, when will it sprout again, when will it bloom again. We don't. It simply will. It's that trust, right? So if we were to come back to the desire, and if you could take a moment and just feel into the truth and the knowing that you carry of this, maybe you have forgotten about it, maybe you do know, but whatever it is, that desire is your expression. It's the divine that is expressing through you, the divine essence that all of us are. Everything is divine. Everything carries a soul. Everything carries a profound essence. The plant, you, even the book that I'm holding, this cup, this teapot, everything is interconnected to the cosmos, right? So if you are the cosmos unfolding in real time, take a moment and feel that it is being expressed as your desires. So let's take a moment and ask, what desires have I compromised along the way, thinking that I have to do certain things before I can even do that? What desires have I along the way neglected because I think that that's not going to be possible? It's going to take this A, B, C, D, E, F, G to do. What are the desires that someone has put a cover over it, and now I think that's not going to happen because they say that it's not going to happen? Can we bring them back to life? If it is relevant for you, it will stay relevant forever. And you can mark my words, on the day that you're on your deathbed, you're going to say, I wish I had done that. I wish I had pursued that. Because you know why? That is your divine essence. And my hope, my intention with everything that I do here with my work is that you don't have to wait until the day you're on your deathbed to feel your divine essence being worked through you, as you and for you. Because at every moment, even when you're unconscious of it, it is working as you, through you, for you. So can we take a moment to ground into this? And if you'd like to share that with me, please, please, please do. And we can workshop that together. We can look at it together. Let's see what comes through. Let's see what arises. And as I'm going to keep an eye on the comment section. I just want to bring us into why sometimes it is so difficult for us to move past that sense of almost like there's this thing that is blocking us. What it really is that growth, or even what we call soul alignment, is oftentimes uncomfortable. But let me finish my sentence. It's uncomfortable for your current version of self. Because this is the thing, that's why I love coming into a deep stillness every day. It's non-negotiable for me. I sit with tea because there is something profoundly medicinal when we open our hearts to tea in ceremony. The ceremony is a portal to higher consciousness. It's a portal to that 0 point field that I spoke of. And we can access our true divine essence from there. We can speak to our higher self, and it is so fun. It's so fun to play in that field because what we sense in that field, what we see in the field is literally our higher self speaking to us, or even our guides, our ancestors. It can be so much of that, bringing forth the intelligence that we need and coming back out into embodied form. And when I speak in that way, I really mean what you're being shown as a vision, as what we call imagination. It will have to be brought forth into an embodied experience through your choices. So after you've sensed it, maybe you had an intuition, a gut feeling. After that, there is that one piece that you have to decide. You get to choose. Do I follow through on this piece of intelligence that I just gathered in the field? Or do I just ignore it because it's too scary? Too scary for my current version of self, or that I let my mind do all the speaking? I'm all here and not here. I'm not fully present. And I give my mind all the power to make up reasons and excuses not to follow through. Yes, so this is where we have to understand who's talking. And I'm gonna tell you this. A really pure yes, a pure sacred yes, it literally does not require a logical reason. You can't find it. It's just like you being here. It's like, why am I here? I don't know why I'm listening to this girl here. But I just knew that I had to be here. How many of you are feeling this? Let me know. And likewise, when it is a sacred and pure no, and I want to say this because I will respect it if it is truly a no at that moment. If it is a true, pure no and a sacred one, there is no logical reason either. You won't have to lay out the logical reasons why you don't want to. It's very simple. It's like, I've heard someone say this before and I really resonate with that, is that, like for example, if you were to have children and you gave the excuse or the reason to say like, I can't do that because I have children, nobody's gonna question that. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, I totally understand. But if it's a true no, literally it's a no. And you may not even find it inside of you. And this is how you know it's a real no. I don't know why, but I just feel like it's not a moment now yet. It's the same with the yes. It is the same with your yes. I really want to do this mentorship. I don't know what. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know why I need it. I just know this is something that is going to create pure transformation for me. And I am here for it. I've heard this over and over and over again with all the women who decided to come in and join me in my mentorship spaces. And I tell you this because it is truly, honestly, when we are at a moment of transformation, that pivotal point, it's never a moment. It's never the quote unquote right time. It's so important to understand this because here we are, lots of us thinking, for me to finally find that, to be ready, to find that readiness. We're all waiting for the readiness, but that readiness is not coming. And we're here sitting here thinking, what the hell? When is it going to happen for me? I'm seeing all these people doing all these incredible things and I'm still waiting. I'm waiting for the universe to drop it. Here's the thing. The universe is you. You are the universe. And every moment that intelligence is speaking through you, it wants to be expressed through you. It wants to live through you. And yet here we are, doubting. letting the mind take over, letting the logical mind take over, and we're making up all these excuses and reasons to stop, to not do it today. And then the next thing you know, 10 years have passed, 30 years, 40 years, and then here we are thinking, I'm at my deathbed and I finally feel that I can see the light, I can feel my essence, and I'm dying. This is so profoundly heartbreaking. You know, there's this saying that, you know, the richest place on earth is the graveyard, because all dreams died right there. All the dreams that were never made manifest, because these are the physical forms walking earth, and they had no idea they were the divine walking on earth. Today we get to change this, because we know so much more. We have information at our fingertips, and the key now is for us to embody our divine essence, right? So here I have a comment that says, I miss the mindful moments with everyone in this rushing life. Miss those beautiful silent moments. Yeah. So here's the thing, we don't have to miss these moments anymore. One of the things I love about the way of tea, and I know that, you know, calling it the way of tea, like the way of the rose, the way of so many different things that we hear in the world around us with plant medicine ceremonies and things like that, it can get really, really like, you know, oh wow, there are so many things out there. Why this? Why the way of tea? So I want to share a little bit about the way of tea and how it's really allowed me to honor my standards and allowed me to awaken to my desires and actually carry through. And today I was actually sitting in ceremony with tea, and you know, more than anything else, I realized that yes, this is going to be a path that is not easy, because it is pioneering, because it is new to many people, including people who love tea. And yet I am here to carry this through to the finish line, because there is no choice in this. I chose to do this at the very, very start, and I choose to go towards the finish line wherever that is. I don't know where the finish line is, but I'm here to enjoy the journey. I'm here to really learn and share, and I'm grateful for this work. I'm really grateful to be able to hold space for multi-dimensional women who echo this resonance that is emitted out of such an ancient wisdom. So the way of tea is also known as cha dao, and cha is tea. Most of us can drink tea as a beverage. So even if you drink tea, doesn't mean that you have the Tao. Doesn't mean that you are playing the realm of infinite possibilities. So when we put them both together, it literally is an interplay of intersubjective wisdom, intersubjective experience, where we're listening not to respond, but we're deeply listening to ourselves, to understand our own inner voice, and also to hear other people's voices and recognize ourselves in them, and vice versa. And this is the key, in my opinion, the key to peace in the world. You want peace? That peace has to start from you. Within you lies the key to everything you desire. I know you hear this all the time. I know it's almost cheesy to say at this point, but if you don't understand your inner voice, you will not know what your desire really is. And that desire is the divine yearning to be expressed through you. It's yearning to live through you. So there's nothing really working against you. If you understand this, not here, not by thinking it into understanding, but feeling it into understanding, and this is something we do very deeply in my Cha Dao for the Multidimensional Woman Mentorship. And I think one of my clients is here. Please say hello if you're here, Alice. It is something you feel. It is something you feel. It's a knowing. It's a deep, deep knowing. And it is in that stillness that you can start to filter it out. It's like, when water, you shake it, you shake the water with mud in it, it's all mixed up. And this is how we go about life most of the time. That chaos, all the time. It's like, that person said this, that person said that. I heard this on Instagram, I heard this from my grandmother, I heard this from... But when we silent ourselves, when we especially come into a space in ceremony with tea, that water stills itself. And when water is still, no matter what, the dirt will fall to the bottom and the clear water will come up. It will emerge. And we'll see clearly for what our desires really are, what our standards really are. No, that's not for me. That's for me. No, that's not really what I want to do. And when that comes through, we have a choice. We have to make the choice to say, okay, what I really, really desire is that, and it's fucking scary, but I'm going ahead. And this was exactly what happened about 4 years ago for me, when I really left a life. Actually, I left a life behind. I was working in Hong Kong. I had the dream job of my life. And when I met T, I crossed paths with T Spirit. And when I was in that ceremony, the mandate that T Spirit gave to me with a very clear voice was that I need to drop everything I know and go and serve T. And there was no denying it. It was all consuming. I could feel it in every fiber of my being. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I could feel such deep resonance every time I drink tea in ceremony. And we are working with tea that is so deeply resonant with nature. It's not just any tea, but something that is closely rooted, so deeply rooted in what we call clean tea. Clean tea meaning it's grown in an environment that is wild and spacious and full of life. Yeah, you look at a leaf, it's not like a pristine leaf, it's actually bug bitten. And that gives a multitude of flavors to the leaf. And these trees have been around for hundreds and thousands of years. It grows on an altitude that is, it gives that soil such a lightness. And there are birds, and there's water, and there's the mineral from the mountains. We're literally taking in God consciousness. Literally, divine consciousness, if you will, Tao consciousness. No wonder the sages and monks in the days gone by, they would seclude themselves in the mountains to be in deep meditation, because this is what is so conducive for meditative mind, the meditative state. And once we get to that point, we cannot deny our soul's desires. It cannot be. It's not even possible to deny our soul's desires, because the thinking mind dissolves in that state. And what happens is that the thinking mind is alchemized into what it truly is going to be. It's meant to be a super consciousness that is here to help us to spearhead, to get out there and put the structures down, to form the formless into being. So a plant like this, it nurtures the mind, it nurtures the body, it nurtures the spirit. That's when our desire becomes an expression of our divinity. We are the divinity. It's not out there, it's right here. And that's when we know we don't need to have protection around our hearts. We don't need to guard ourselves. We don't need, if you've been in my space, you know that I'm not big on boundaries. Why? Because we don't need that. when we are fully centered, when we're fully here, present. When we are present, there is no question. When we are present, there is no doubt. And boundaries can sometimes, and I'm not saying it's not a good thing. Please listen carefully. I'm just saying that sometimes the ego likes to say it's a boundary, but it's actually a survival mechanism. It's actually a protective mechanism. And how do we differentiate? Maybe you have this question. How do we know it's our intuition speaking? How do we know that it's not my ego talking? Only you can know this. And what I'm here to do is help you cultivate that knowing. That's all. But ultimately, you're the one who needs to walk that path. You're the one who knows. And I think it's very important to say this, that we have 88 meditators here with us on Insight Timer. I love that number, 88. It's important for us to understand this, is that when we go through life and when we talk about, oh, this is aligned for me, it doesn't always come in the form of, it's easy, so easy, oh my gosh. If it requires us to embody higher frequencies, oftentimes, and this is happening a lot with women that I work with, is that it gets subtler and subtler as you go higher and higher in your ascension path. To the point where if you're very immersed in physical reality, if you are always asking for feedback in your physical realm, it gets really frustrating. Because that is where you're like, I thought I've been doing all the work. Why am I not seeing anything? And in fact, I feel really shit most of the time. In fact, I feel like I don't know what it is. I feel like I'm contracting a lot. Now, this is a time when we have to, this is where I really want to say the work that I do is really where it is, because as we come into a still point, we can cultivate our abilities to sense and feel subtler and subtler energies. Very subtle shifts can create a profound transformation when we are receptive to it. And the key word here is receptive, because a lot of times, sometimes even I do this, is that we are very immersed in our physical realms, and physical realm takes a while to be reflected. It takes a while to reflect back the shift that is happening in the formless realm. So if we are purely only looking at the physical realm for feedback, it's going to, literally, I feel like it just downplays your power as a divine expression. Really. Because there is, at this point, you will feel that there is so much more than the physical. There is so much more than the physical. And it's important that you find that space to ground and anchor in this knowing. Because we are living in a time where the majority of who we are and what we're surrounded with will reflect back to us that that's not the case. That's why I speak to this a lot to my clients as well, is that it is a radical act to be in stillness these days, when ironically it really shouldn't. It's not, it's a natural thing to do, and yet most people don't find it normal to come into stillness, to come into connection with that divine self. And I see this so much, I see this so often where, sometimes I go about my day, and whenever people hear what I do, they often ask me like, can you talk to my late grandmother, or can you help me tap into this realm and blah, blah, blah. And often I say this, is that you're the one who holds the key to this. Don't let anyone take that power away from you. You can connect with your loved ones in the realms. You can tap into the truth. When you get still, you will. And one of the things I love about tea when we work in Cha Dao is that there is so many facets to it. Yeah, there is something about emptying the cup that is reflective of how we empty ourselves out so that the new can take up space, so that the new can emerge. There is also the real sense of being so sacred, that you walk as the sacred, that you see as the sacred, that everything around you is sacred, including washing the dishes, including doing your, I don't know, your accounting, doing your laundry. Because heck, if I can say one thing about life, is that I really experienced this because I just got back a couple of days ago from my travels, and it's like there's an endless mountain of laundry. And yet I tell myself, well, this is never going to end. How can I see this as the sacred? And the minute I ask myself that, the sacred reveals itself. And there's something so beautiful about literally holding up the fabric. Literally being so grateful that I get to wear clothes that keep me warm. Literally being so grateful that I have something that can clean the clothes. And this is what I wish for everyone. Yes, I love folding the laundry too, Amy. It's something we all have to remember. That meditative state. Oh my gosh, Alice, really? That is so cool. I love it. I love the synchronicities that are happening. Alice is saying, I am doing laundry right this minute. Who else is doing laundry right at this minute as well, by the way, guys? I love it that you're listening to me if you are, because there's something I really want to share with you. Everything you do on this thing, so-called ascension path, a so-called divine expression, so-called whatever you want to call it, God expression, God consciousness, I am source. Look, it's not just when you're meditating, it's not just when you're out there in your wonderful dresses, in Egypt, in Paris, in whatever. It is literally every moment. Every moment. Whether you're waiting for the train to arrive, whether you're driving, whether you're folding your laundry. Victoria is folding her laundry. Anna as well. I love it. It is sacred. You are the sacred doing the sacred work. That is why in tea we have the saying, you know, I love this story, by the way. There's a disciple of a tea master, and the disciple was asking the tea master, can you please tell me the most important secret to know about the way of tea? I would like to record it down. And the tea master said, the secret to the way of tea is chop the wood, boil the water, place the water, the kettle on top of the fire, yes, and boil the water, and make tea. Arrange the flowers in the alcove so that it looks very much close to nature, and make sure it's good tea, really. And the disciple said, that's the secret? That's pretty standard, right? Like, that's standard stuff that we have to know. How can that be the secret? And the tea master said to him, well, if you can do all of this correctly, you can call yourself my master. So it is so important to recognize this, my loves. It is so important to recognize this. And I love tea for so many things. And one of my clients who's right here, I remember she said to me, which is so profound, is that this work feels so cosmic. It's so connected to the cosmos that is us, that is within us, unfolding through us, as us, for us. And at the same time, it is so vibrantly connected to our earthly nature. Mother Earth is who we are. We are Mother Earth. And what makes things so complicated, what complicates the mind, the life that we live, is the mind. What complicates the life that we live is the heart that is closed. We're so afraid of being hurt. We're so afraid to trust, and yet that is our true nature. And so when tea is able to work through us is when we are open, when we are receptive. Once that happens, tea can be the tonic that awakens the heart once again. That's when you feel the love. That's when you feel the connection to the divine that you are, as well as with others. And there are many times when there doesn't need to be any words, and we can still feel and understand. And if you have read that really ancient text called Tao Te Ching, it is often said in the book that when we are all living from the heart, there need not be any rules and regulations. And that is the 5D consciousness that we're talking about. That is the ascension path that we're talking about. There is no rules in that other world that already exists, to be honest. We're just remembering our way back. There is no rules because everyone knows exactly what needs to be done. Everyone is in tune to your intuition, and we are all on this path. We're doing it. So can we be the ones? Can we be the ones who leave behind this legacy? Can we be the ones to leave the legacy by living it? Because this is it. There's no one out there to tell us. There's no one out there to take us there. We are the ones. We are the ones, right? Sacred earth, sacred body, sacred spirit, sacred mind. And it needs to start from us, from us being willing to drop our protectiveness, being willing to stop for a moment. Stop judging, stop bashing others, stop talking shit about others, when really what others really is also a fractal of who we are. The infinite self. If you know, you know. Yeah. Michaela, is it? Michaela May, the most resilient self-act we can do nowadays is to sit ourselves in stillness while the world around us is pressuring us to be chaos. Yes, exactly. And can we be the change? This is what I'm here for. I'm calling in powerful, multidimensional women to come together and cultivate this stillness. To cultivate this stillness and embody the stillness. To embody the divine essence that you truly are. And to make it really easy for you, my mentorship space right now is open and at an 11% discount. So I don't like the word discount, but I guess that's the only word I can use at this point. And it's at an 11/11 special. So until November 11, you get 11% off. So just DM me if that's for you, and I'll give you the code to use at checkout, okay? So it is important to understand this because there are so many layers to being human. There are so many layers to who we are. And we do not want to deny our human self. That human self that sometimes people call the lower self. Yeah, but I don't want to say it in a way where there's something lower and something higher. It really literally is yin energy. Yin energy is earth. So it comes down into denser and denser energy. And then there's the higher self, which is right out here. Well, not right out here, but like it's formless, right? It's already here. Whatever that you desire, it exists in the field. And that's why you can sense it. That's why you can feel it in the imaginal realm. And when I say imaginal, when I say imagination, I want you to come back to the true sense of what imagination really is. Imagination, dreams, these words have been soiled in the modern society to think that it's just mythological or it doesn't make any sense, it's just nonsensical, it's just flimsy stuff. when what it truly is your divine self seeding you with that expression, and it's really your choice whether you decide to tune into it, whether you decide to honor it. Otherwise, it would just fly away. It would just go somewhere else. Or maybe it will be for your next karmic cycle. I don't know. But really, really honoring your imagination, honoring your dream. These dreams that come through when you're asleep, honor them, write them down, journal. When you're in ceremony, the vision you see, the imagination that comes through. All of these things, they are formlessness, this, waiting to become form. And how do they become form? Through you. Through you. And yes, in those moments when it comes through denser and denser realm, from lightness into density, right? It has to go through some kind of turbulence. It's gonna go like, oh my gosh, there's gonna be some tension that creates that sprout that bursts through the seed and the earth. There's the tension. But make no mistake, these are not working against you. And that's why I say sometimes it feels really uncomfortable for your current version of self. This is why again and again I keep saying you have to be so connected with your divine essence. You have to be so connected with your vision. You have to be so connected to what is true for you, that deep knowing. Because that is your compass. That is your light. Because everyone else will tell you something else. Everyone else will have an opinion. You yourself, your mind, your thinking mind will have, beliefs that you picked up from somewhere else that will be telling you something. But all of that will be nothing if you embody that stillness, if you're so connected to that stillness. And this work that I'm sharing, that I'm speaking about, is here for it. It's here to help you to really cultivate that deep inner knowing, inner peace with yourself, making peace with your body, your spirit, your mind. Nothing gets to be left behind. It's time that we understand this. It's time we stop hurting ourselves by avoiding things, averting from things, putting ourselves down. This is what it means to be in full presence. Full presence. Thank you, Heidi. Oh my gosh, love that clarity you bring across. I'm so glad to hear that. I am. So, my loves, I hope today really brought some light and some thoughts, some contemplation, and perhaps fire under your ass if you need it, to really go forward. It's time that we really, really be the change, and to be the one who, leave behind a legacy where we're not women who are driving towards our desires through force and ambition. We are here to live a life of pure authenticity, of pure divine expression. And I often ask this question, even to myself. It's like, oh gosh, like, it's not an option. Is it an option for you to keep doing things in a way where is forceful? That deep down, that. Is that an option? Because it may work this time, but do you want to do that again? Do you want to code that in and say it's gonna be hard? Do you want to code that in and say, I have to sacrifice something in order for me to have what I want? If the answer is no, you are so welcome to join us in this mentorship space that I call Cha Dao for the multidimensional woman. 3 months can change everything. So once again, I am so happy to be here. 88 meditators in the house, and all the love that I'm receiving. If you have any questions, please feel free to DM me. I also have a free activation called All There Is, that you can really tune into yourself. If you like that, please DM me and I'll send it across to you as well. If you like the 11% to join us right now before the 11th of November when it expires, DM me. I would love to speak to you. I'd love to share that with you. And yeah, I am so excited for things to come. Okay. All right, taking a moment, let's ground before we finish this. Let's take a moment to close your eyes. Yeah, let's take a moment to close your eyes. And if you have any questions, you can drop that in right now. But let's take a moment to close your eyes. Once again, bringing your hands one on top of the other on the space, placing them on the place below the navel. Close your eyes, sink your tailbone down. Let your chest arrive. Let it sink. Breathe into the dantian. Breathe out. Let the shoulders sink. Shoulder blades back and down. Heart open. Tilt your chin up. Let that dantian in the center of your forehead activate. Let the 3 dantians become one super cosmic highway. Deep breath in from above, bringing the cosmic light through the baihui, center of your head, down through the channel, third eye, heart, lower dantian. Exhale straight down through the legs, through the feet, through the sit bones if you're seated. Anchor into the heart of Mother Earth. And smile. You are alive in this precious body, this precious vessel. Let the body be gilded in golden light. You can stay as long as you desire in this moment. And for now, I will bid you farewell. I look forward to seeing you in some of the spaces if you're feeling called to join us. Remember, your desires are so much bigger than all your physical, perceived obstacles. They are not obstacles. Not at all. Not at all. They are all here for you. And some moves, some actions that you're going to take to align with your divine expression is going to feel uncomfortable for your current sense of self. But you're here for it anyway. Make that move. And everything in your reality is reflective of your being. No exception. So be the divine one living a human experience today, my loves. No more excuses, no more procrastination. You are all there is. Alright, my loves. Grateful for you. Sending all my love.